Hi, I'm Jessica Robey, and this week our devotion is about that God is faithful, therefore we can be faithful. 2 Timothy 2:13 tells us that if we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. So if we know that we will fail in our faith with God, but that God will not fail us, why is it important that we try to stay faithful? And as I was come up on this question, I was doing a study on Abraham. And that day's text read that because Abraham walked in faith, others had the courage to do so also. Abraham's faith encouraged the faith of his servant, whose faith in turn prompted Rebekah's. Your faith, or lack of it, will greatly impact those around you. Think about what kind of ripple effect your legacy will lead, which led me to think of other stories of faith in the Bible. Because Mordecai had faith, he raised Esther in faith, and she in turn could be faithful and save the whole Israelite community. Because Lydia and Cornelius was faithful, then their whole families came to be saved. But all of these stories, they probably had years to impact people with their faith, and which made me think, does it always take years? Which brings me to Acts 16, where Paul and Silas have been thrown in jail, and it reads that after they had inflicted many blows on them, they threw them in jail, ordered the jailer to keep them securely guarded. Receiving such an order, he put them into the inner prison and secured their feet in the stocks. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly, there was such a violent earthquake that the foundations of the jail were shaken, and immediately all the doors were opened, and everyone's chains came loose. When the jailer woke up and saw the doors of the prison open, he drew his sword and was going to kill himself, since he thought the prisoners had escaped. But Paul called out in a loud voice, "Don't harm yourself, because all of us are here." Then the jailer called for lights, rushed in, and fell down trembling before Paul and Silas. Then he escorted them out and said, "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" So they said, "Believe on the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved, you and your household." Then they spoke the message of the Lord to him, along with everyone in his house. He took them the same hour of the night and washed their wounds. Right away, he and his family were baptized. He brought them into his house, set a meal before them, and rejoiced, because he had believed in God with his entire household. So that night, Paul and Silas's faith affected the prisoners in such a short time that it impacted the jailer and his whole family. Besides the stories in the Bible, I hope you have stories of faith from your family that you can share. I was blessed to be raised by parents and grandparents and great-grandparents that demonstrated their faith, and to hear stories of how God had been faithful to our family. Deuteronomy 7:9 tells us, "Know then that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God. He keeps his promise and shows his loving kindness to those who love him and keep his laws, even to 1,000 family groups in the future." We do so much to influence our children, our grandchildren, even our great-grandchildren, with homework, with sports, with extracurricular activities, working to give them a better life. And all these things are good things, but there is nothing that will do more than to live a faithful life, demonstrate our faith, and teach them, so that we can impact more generations. At best in this life, we will impact just 2 or 3 generations. But living a faithful life, we can have an impact up to 1,000 generations. And I hope that's been in your family line and you're in the line of 1,000. But if not, you can start that blessing of 1,000 family groups for your family. I hope you have a good rest of your day playing ball and a good rest of the day. Thank you.